Na 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 na. Welcome. It's the third week of Voiceoctober. This is coming out on the 20th of October, the same day as the release of a wonderful little RPG game from the folks at Bandai-Namco. Tales of Zestiria, the 20th anniversary game of the Tales series, the illustrious series.
It's been going on for 20 years?
Yeah, believe it or not, all the way back PS1.
When the first game came out on the Atari.
Since before I was born.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's sad, and I feel disgusted. if you're in Europe,
means you're young, Bobby.
It's true. You're a babby.
You have
You're
your
a babby.
youth.
Someone just squeezed my leg under the table. I'm not sure who did that.
It was me. No, Kira has stretchy arms. Anyway, if you're in Europe, you already have your copy most likely. But if you're in America, you may have just already gotten your copy today. But I'm joined by a few folks that you've heard already on some other Kirblogs we've done this week, and one who you have not heard before. But I'm joined by some lovely members of the cast of the English version of Tales of Zestiria.
I was in the Japanese one, too.
Yes, that also. You're quite versatile. Please introduce yourself and your character. You first, sir.
Well, my name is Michael Johnston.
Yeah.
And I play Mick Leo.
Yeah. You over here, lady.
I'm Kira Buckland. I play Edna.
You over there, sir.
My name is Andrew Mobus, and I play Sergey.
Sergey Streglio.
Sergey.
Streglio.
Hello, I am Sergey. I am here to plunder your butthole.
That's what he sounds like, too. You're in a preview. And I'm Chris Niosi, and I'm the voice of Princess Alicia. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Dezel. So...
Oh, Sorey,
Sorey, you big strong man. I have to go fight for my people. Love you, Alexis. Anyway, so the game just came out. It's kind of a big deal. I don't know if you've heard. I took a look at. I actually want to give a real quick shout out while I'm thinking about this before I forget. A very lovely Twitch streamer from Europe named Kira.
Let me see.
Try reading that.
Named Kirblog.
We're gonna go with that. Was kind enough and happened to get a copy of the game early, and I spent the last couple days checking out the cutscenes and stuff, so I've been much more informed. Because we recorded this game a whole year ago.
More than a year ago.
Was it more than?
I hadn't moved here yet when we started recording.
That's right. Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to reveal that, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Well,
what are they going to do? Take your voice out of the game?
Yeah, well.
It's too late now, motherfuckers!
I guess kind of to start off with that, do you guys remember the audition when this first happened? Because you had been out here for a few months.
I think it was my first audition with the studio. I remember.
Cup of tea.
I
Fine folks who have done all the Tales
Danny,
games.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was my first audition
You know,
in LA.
I remember I went in and I read and I was like, I did my audition and I don't think anyone cared. They were just like, he's really 18, and that's why I got the part. Because I'm 18.
Because Mick Leo was 18. Yeah.
That's the only reason I got the part.
Well, did you read for like Sorey and a bunch of the others too? As well?
I think I read for Sorey.
Okay. This was my first audition in town. I had been here for maybe about 3 months or so. I just moved. You've been out here for maybe like half a year or so, I think, right? By that
and a
point.
half. Oh, at the time.
By the time,
I have
think.
no idea.
Yeah, like at least a few months, I think. But I went in, and I owe that very much to the lovely Ben Diskin, who voices Attack in the show, and he was going to join us. Unfortunately, he got a little busy at the last second, so sorry, Ben.
He has a dog.
He does, and he has a dad who he's helping with something right now, but a dog too, who's adorable. He recommended me, and the kind of fortunate thing in my case is because I had never worked with these folks, and they weren't familiar with my voice. I don't even think they had my demo. I went in, and they were just like, read for whoever you want. I'm like, yes. So I read for Sorey, I read for Mick Leo, I read for Dezel, I read for Lunar, and I read for Sergey. And I had a lot of fun because they just let me go nuts with everything, and it was great. I left, I forgot about it, and I was like, probably the only character I would even have a shot at would be Sorey, because that's all I did was back in New York was like, hi kids, I'm 14 and super white and the world is wonderful, etc. And then I get the email, it's like, you got Dezel, and I'm just like, which guy was that again? And I cross-checked, it was like, oh, the guy with the top hat with the hair over his face. What did I do for him again? I didn't even remember what I did in the audition. And I got him, and then it was a bunch of hours and hours of stuff, although nothing compared to you and Robbie Damon, who played Sorey, our leading man. You guys had hours and hours and
yeah.
hours and hours of stuff to do.
I was sleeping there. We had nap time in the middle of our session.
You
There was
also
a massage chair in the recording
There
room.
was a fucking
Let's talk
massage
about that.
There is, it is awesome.
It was really nice.
You know, I didn't get to use it until I went back for DLC.
I recorded my lines. Just kidding. I didn't do that.
while you were on the
No.
They
massage.
probably would have let you.
Um,
I actually remember the audition very vividly because I then had to immediately hop on a plane back to Seattle because I was doing a show at the time. So I was down here for a week, just kind of hanging out, and then I had to hop on a plane, get off the plane, and immediately go to rehearsal. So it was a very, very busy day, and I still to this day have no idea how they got my demo or anything.
Didn't you find out later that somebody? No.
They said it came in a group email. So
I would assume it was probably Patrick Seitz who
how would
recommended
he
it.
have my demo?
Didn't you meet him somewhere, somehow, some
I
way?
think I met him at a con once,
Yeah.
but I didn't give him my demo or anything.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, either way. But did you read for other characters in addition, or?
Yeah, I read for Mikleo, Sergei, Dezel, and Heldolf.
Oh, that's right. Do we want to? We probably okay. Either way. And then Kira, you had been doing stuff at Cup of Tea for I think a little while by that point, right?
Yeah, I'd done a couple things. The characters that they gave me to audition for were Edna and Lila.
Okay.
And when I looked at them, I kind of, sometimes you look at the different ones they give you to audition with and you kind of know which one you'd be a good fit for. And
Yeah.
for me, like when I saw Edna, I kind of knew that that's, like I think I did okay on both of them, but I just kind of knew that Edna was the one that I would fit
Right.
or whatever. And
Well, as it turned out, as we cross-checked later, because 2 for 2 now with Seraphina was somebody you dubbed before. Edna is voiced by the Japanese actress from your very first anime role.
that is so cool.
Yeah, I think Misato Fukuen, I think is her
And
name.
then you're voiced by Jotaro Kujo.
Yes, and or Silver the Hedgehog, as I more.
Wait, is that Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all Yara Yara Dazai. No, yeah, Daisuke Ono was my Seiyu I dubbed, and I was more like, oh my god, it's Silver the Hedgehog from Sonic. But yeah, no, what's the character from R16 Aika?
Eri.
That's right, yeah, so same person. So clearly you're just meant for that.
Nobody's watched that show, but
Well,
that's okay.
I did, and I loved it, and it was wonderful. Had lots of boobs everywhere. Anyway.
Boobs?
Boobs, yes.
Now he comes
Hi,
back
hi,
to
Michael.
the
Welcome back from the
century.
bathroom that you
Did you
totally
guys
just go
hear the
to.
toilet flush?
No, not even.
It
The microphone
is
would have put that up.
preserved
I felt
in
really
glorious high definition.
felt really bad because
We had to
all
get
I
him this
heard
coffee.
was Kira's first anime, and then I flushed it off. So sorry.
Well, thanks. That's what we're doing.
That's yes. So I guess in case if you've been living under a rock about the game, listeners, takes place on the mystical continent of Glenwood, where humans and a mysterious elemental spirit folk called the Seraphim used to coexist. They haven't for quite a while, but our main character, Sorey, voiced by the handsome and talented Robbie Damon of Sailor Moon fame and Breadwinners. He grows up with such folks as Mikleo, voiced by Michael over
You
here.
grew up with me?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Oh, the
You and
character.
Robbie, it came up.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, dude, totally. Yeah. No,
We
you
were
and
talking about- okay.
you and Robbie go way back.
That's right.
Back when you were in the womb. You
That's
know,
right.
When
Back
he
in the old neighborhood, Michael. You remember those days?
Back to the Future boy.
No.
So yeah, Sorey and Mikleo grow up. They meet Princess Alicia, who happens upon their village, and they set out to the world and discover lots of wondrous new things, including the fact that the land is being infected by malevolence and turning
Well-
people into these demonic creatures called Helions, which
We found her passed out. We found Alicia passed out.
in a
In like a
ruin,
cave or
yeah.
something.
And then she couldn't see you and was freaked
right.
out quite much by you.
She walked through me.
Can't see me, but it's
Was now. We were all John Cena, all the Seraphim. But so then Sorey, as he sets out into the vast open human world, he finds out through a Sword of the Stone type of deal that he is the shepherd, who is the chosen one destined to hopefully not let the world fall into chaos, but in fact save it. Meh, shepherd. He does make a joke like that somewhere in there.
Yeah, I know.
I know, I did it. Thanks. And so along the way, he meets other such folks, such as myself, Kira here as Edna, Lila, the Seraphim of Fire, who's the Lady of the Lake, played by Carrie Karanen of Kill la Kill fame, Rose, the another human character played by Caitlin Glass of Fullmetal Alchemist fame. Sergei, who is the captain of the guard of the Roland's Empire, played by Xander over there, who's quite adorable. And other folks you might recognize, folks such as Kyle Hebert, Martin Billany, etc., etc. A whole bunch of guys I'm sure you would know and recognize. Ben Diskin, who is one of the little cute Norman creatures. You can buy merchandise of, I'm sure. So, Michael. Hi.
I thought you meant literally in the game.
Yes, you can buy. Well, you've got a little Norman hanging off of your umbrella.
Oh yeah, you just got me this little.
That's right. Yeah, actually, Edward Bosco and I were at Anime Expo, and we found the only bit of Tales of
Dude,
merchandise.
I saw this.
Yeah, the little keychains.
Yeah, I saw this at a convention.
Which one? The one.
The one they have at the Comic-Con.
Yes, that's the one. But yeah, Bosco and I went halvesies, and we. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like in San Antonio? Yeah. No, I didn't go. I just went to I went to a film festival, but
okay.
Yeah, no, I saw their little keychains for
cool.
Tales.
Yeah, we got each of the playable characters, handed them off to everybody, and some of the others as well. But he's cute. Look at him. Anyway, yes, in fact, Bosco, you wanna say hi because you spent most of the money on these that we bought together for everybody.
I mean, I'm just glad everybody got the figure.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
I love you. I'm sorry you weren't in the game. I wish you were.
You're in enough games.
I think I'll live.
Yes.
I'll be all right. Hey, let me watch more sports.
That's true. Anyway, Michael.
Yes.
If you can tear yourself away from your fresh new
Sorry,
iPhone that you just got. Yeah,
I want to touch it and rub my fingers
he's
all over
getting
it.
his gross follicles all over it.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Mikleo.
Mikleo is he's blue. He's very blue. He's got blue hair. He's got a blue suit to match.
He's got water powers.
He can spray things from his staff. If I remember correctly,
Is that what the kids are calling them now?
That's right with his staff. He sprays blue things. He sprays people. He's very assertive.
Yes.
He's very
intelligent.
Smart, apparently.
Yes, apparently.
He's like really. Everyone's joking around. And he's like, "Shut up." Well, he doesn't say that. He says, "Come on,
guys."
You know, and he basically talks a lot. A lot of like the explaining things. He explains. So
yes, just like you're doing right now.
Exactly.
Very well.
Yeah. So he's like the kind of, he's the guide, basically.
He's more or less like the secondary main character, because between you and Robbie, you have so much material in this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're like the two guys, and I'd say that Sorey kind of is more the aggressive one, and then Mikleo's the one that's like, all right, let's think about this, and sometimes Sorey kind of goes a little too far, gets in over his head, but
he's young and aspiring to be a hero.
Yeah. So I'm always there to be like, what the fuck you doing, dude? So it's cool.
There's actually half his lines in.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
What the
fuck you doing, man?
That's exactly.
You've given this podcast an R rating already. Thank you for that, guys. Well, you did it straight ahead with your screaming motherfucker as Sergei, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
I did not say motherfucker as Sergei. Now I have said motherfucker as Sergei.
Yes, that's what he sounds like, everybody.
I hope you are happy now.
Not making that up at all.
And I'm gonna hang this from my belt right here.
I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about your phone.
Just kidding,
and I
I'm
was
not
really
gonna do
concerned.
Hang it from your crotch. Kira, Buckland, tell us about Edna.
So Edna is an Earth Seraphim.
Yes.
When we first meet her, she only really cares about her brother. She doesn't really like humans very much.
Been turned into a dragon.
Yeah. But then she's like, okay, I'll go along with you, whatever. Most of the time she's very sarcastic and kind of just like, she doesn't show a whole lot of emotion. She's just sort of like little jabs at people. But one thing that she loves to do is make terrible puns, which I do in real life.
Yep.
So it was a lot of fun doing those. And then for the other cast members, especially Mikleo, she likes to make up little names for them. Like at first I call you Waterboy, and then Meebo is one of them. And there were quite a few different ones for your characters.
Eventually we start joining in with the nicknames as well.
Tell us about the umbrella.
And then my umbrella has a little Norman hanging from it, and
you like to bat people with it.
Points, yeah. People like tease Edna because they're like, oh, you like Normans, don't you? And she's like, no, I don't really care and stuff, but she does like them. She just doesn't want to admit it.
We also don't know how old she is, which is quite a sensitive topic, apparently.
Yeah.
She could, because the Seraphim, since they're spiritual beings, they could be
Like 500 years
hundreds of years. Oh yeah, but I mean, you look like you're like 13,
Yeah.
more or less. But you two, and I'm not just making this up. You two, I seriously think are like the funniest characters in the game, because like it's a relatively like, I guess not heavy-handed story, but it's like it plays itself pretty seriously, but like it has a very like dry sense of humor, and like you're the butt of every
My
joke.
favorite part of this game, guys, let me just tell you,
Okay,
is like the cooking part.
Yeah.
because we talk about food a
Because
lot.
like I remember recording the like me talking about the food, and
Yeah.
I remember like some of them were like, "Ah, this is gross," and like, "Oh, this is so good," and just talking about the ingredients and everything. I love food, so it was like great.
You eat a lot. You're making us eat after this to
Yeah,
get dinner.
I remember
So,
like recording like, oh, and then you do this and this and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
put these ingredients.
because I think when you go to the inn, when we stay at the inn, we have a little conversation
That's
at the,
right,
at the
that's
dinner
right.
at the dinner table and talk about, oh, this like chicken curry
Yeah,
thing.
that
or
was my
whatever.
favorite. Talking about the food was so much fun because it was like,
Well, you cook too in real life, so you're
Yeah.
kind of a connoisseur of that.
yeah.
For shizzle. But we're basically, every single one of us at some point is the butt of one of your jokes throughout this game. So like you're the source of like all comedy in this for
And I get hit in the butt. a lot,
yes.
too.
And it doesn't she even like
I
break your
think
skin?
I'm the most like everyone picks on my
Yeah,
character.
you're the butt of every joke.
Like but that's that's cool. Like the person who's like trying to be in charge. Usually
But it's why you're funny. It's totally why you're funny. So
Yeah, and maybe the blue stuff, the blue
It's
hair.
little Nicola. We have to pick on him.
Look at this thing. Look at his head. I wonder.
well, this is a chibi, so this is not quite proportionally accurate. But then again, he's not accurate to you either, because you're built like a shit brick house, as I described.
I'm trying to figure out the logistics of that. Does that literally mean like he's a bathroom made out of brick? Like,
Yes.
you go to a
Yeah, I know.
restaurant?
I keep wondering about the bricks.
I think that's an Australian like you're built like a shit brick house. I think I've heard that before.
I don't
Anyway.
think I've actually heard that.
Yes, I
I
have.
think you're making
Hey,
that
Xander, tell us about Sergey.
Sergey.
Not
Sergey,
not an insult. He's just totally cool if Sergey is gay. Which he probably is.
He might be.
Yeah.
He does. His immediate.
He spends a lot of
reaction-
time with Sorey.
His
I mean,
immediate reaction to seeing Sorey is, "So tell me about your sword."
that's right.
So it's very possible. Let's see, Sergey. He enjoys long walks on the beach.
Uh-huh.
Aw.
He yearns to be on Broadway someday.
Totally.
He has, he fancies himself a tap dancer.
Good friends with Gaston from Beauty and the Beast.
Absolutely. He is also especially good at expectorating.
Yes.
No, Sergey is very honest, very noble. He's the guy who, he's very kind of shonen in his sort of.
Kind of. Yeah, like he stepped out of another story.
Yeah, he's very, not ignorant, but naive, I think. He believes people a little too easily.
He and Sorey actually have a lot of common. I find
Yeah.
that they're both like, like he's obviously because he's like what in his 20s, I think, right?
Yeah.
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 But they're both
No,
like.
actually, sorry, he's in his 30s.
Is he?
According to the sides, he was in his 30s.
Well, because he's played by a much older Seiyu in the Japanese version, I believe.
That sounds right.
Yeah, but they're both like cut from the same cloth of like want to do the right thing and want to protect the people,
And
kind of stuff.
He's very attached to, his people are in a lot. I mean, the whole world. He knows something's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't have a lot of power to do anything about it, which is why he's drawn to Sorey and their party, because the shepherd has the power to
Mm-hmm.
affect change. So
Not a playable character, but definitely an ally to our heroes as they come across them.
he's one of my favorites.
Your
I like him.
first scene, which I actually just watched earlier today before we got here, is one of the funniest bits in the story because I won't spoil it, but just how they meet you and have to like present themselves and everything, and like it's really fucking
I still
funny.
maintain I got the best line in the game.
Which is
Oh, Frabjeste!
What the heck does that mean?
It doesn't mean it's from.
he's just very happy.
I remember saying like, oh, I wish I could have heard Sergey because I didn't see his character in some of the videos, and then Chris was just like, oh, if you've heard Xander, you've heard Sergey. It's just Xander doing his musical theater.
Xander breaking out into Broadway is like,
Which is
come
very
join the cabaret, and I must protect Rollins.
Yes, that is exact. That was actually one of my lines.
Yes.
I had to do a German accent.
Come join the cabaret. old chum.
Welcome and bienvenue. Come, we must stop the Helions.
So Dezel, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that
Actually, his name is Dezel.
Dezel. Yeah, don't.
Yo, man, Dezel.
He's a
Yo, man.
disease. I'm just gonna go ahead and say Dezel's the best character in the game. And you
Of
can
course
quote,
you're biased.
and you can quote me on that. I didn't realize. First of all, okay, when I got the part, I was really excited because I don't usually get to play characters like that. Since then, I have gotten to more on stuff like Disgaea, which we talked about before, and Lull in the Sea. And which you were in that as
that's right.
a little boy. I was a sea god in that.
You
But
were playing a little boy?
I don't know.
what a
I
stretch!
can't believe
What a stretch!
No way.
No way.
I've never played a little boy in anything.
Anything before?
Never.
I
No.
keep getting cast as
Big gruff.
An old woman.
Can you do some of your old lady for?
No.
No, come on.
Oh, I'm very hurry it up!
Okay.
just kidding.
But no. But
seriously,
But seriously, I'm hungry. Hurry it up.
No, it's
Okay.
cool.
Dezel is a wind seraphim, and
yeah.
as part of his elemental alignment, he used to roll privately with a group of folks called the Wind Riders, which have some very intense history that I won't spoil. But he follows around Rose, who's one of the other human characters, and maybe got a little bit of a thing for her, maybe just a tad,
And that is actually how Dezel sounds.
What's
like.
up with that? All the characters in the game, like there's a few characters who seem to have a thing for each other, but they never.
A little bit.
never-
Well, who do you think you have a thing for? Sorey?
Yeah.
Oh, you better back
I
off.
mean,
They
it's
spend a
obvious.
lot of
He
time
is
together.
Siergues.
I mean, there's all those shoulder touches.
Oh yeah, they rib each other a lot. Well, they're bros, just bromance.
Bros.
Bromancing,
It's my
whatever.
brother.
But I have quite a tragic backstory that you'll have to definitely see to find out. But I've got arguably the most baggage of the main characters, at least as far as I've seen in the stuff and as far as I remember recording. He likes animals, so he does have a sensitive side. But he's that.
Sounded like you were filling out his dating profile there.
It really likes animals.
I have a lot of baggage, but I have a sensitive side.
Sensitive
underneath.
side. 6'10".
And I
Wait,
have some
really?
pretty cool powers.
Really cool powers.
Wait, is he actually 6'10"?
No, he's pretty tall though. He's taller than a lot of the other characters, and often.
Well, with my hair, I'm probably taller than you.
Well, with my hat, I'm taller. Actually, I
Not
think
seeing Siergues' hair.
that's true. That's true. It goes up a little bit, but yeah, he's really cool. He was a really cool character, and his entire because a lot of us, I don't think because we didn't start at the beginning and got to see a lot of the whole scope, especially you. We didn't get the whole.
Dropped in the middle.
Yeah, we didn't get the whole scope of everything with the game at the very beginning. But my character had a full arc in the entire game, and it was really cool and really in depth. And I had some pretty intense moments that I was very proud of in the recording. And even just I've seen people, from what I've been seeing, people like him a lot. He's one of the fan favorites, which I'm really happy to hear.
Well,
and
he's the cool one.
He's the cool
I have
guy.
an idea. We should all do sum up your character in one line, and we should all just go around the table. And do
very
maybe
easy.
at the end.
Okay, maybe at the end, but I can easily do that.
I summed her up in one word when they were describing the recording.
Well, let's save it though.
He was a lot of fun. He's definitely I'm not even just saying this. He's become one of my favorite characters I've ever gotten the chance to do. It was a really amazing experience, and so I guess on that same note, let's go around. Do you guys have any? Again, obviously, we recorded this a year ago, so it's been a very long time. But do you guys have any? Starting with you, Michael. Do you guys have any particular fond memories of things during the recording? Scenes or lines or anything specific that were maybe made you laugh or were just kind of cool, you were proud of the performance or anything,
Go to someone else and I'll come back.
Okay, fair enough. Xander, how about you? We'll go reverse.
The massage chair was pretty great.
Yes.
Oh well, that could have that one.
It has been a really long time. Let's see. I think the battle shouts were the most memorable.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
There we go.
yeah.
I
Because-
love those.
Yeah, and it was great because they always gave you half a second to say.
Yeah, we had to fit the time codes
3
to
or
the
4
Japanese.
words.
Yeah.
Sura's Mark of the Dragon! What was that?
I remember that.
Or some shit like that.
I have a memory of one line where it was like words that I said when I got hurt,
Uh-huh.
and it was so long. It was ridiculously long. It
You
was
had like a second to
not
say
even
it.
a second to say it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we tried over and over, blah, 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 and it didn't work. And we ended up just going ah, and it worked so much.
It's like in Street Fighter. It's like,
That's
all
what
right,
you'd
Tatsumaki Senpukyaku. It's like,
Yeah,
excuse
it's
me,
like-
yeah, let's fit that in a fraction of a second.
Yeah.
and that's what we did. That
It was also
fun.
a really cool learning experience for me because I had two things. I'd never matched a picture before for an animation.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Because you did have some anime style, because there are like some fully animated 2D cutscenes in there.
Yeah. And so that was cool. And then also it was really interesting because I had always heard the stories of how awful battle shouts were.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, you gotta save your voice. It's the worst thing.
They're fun.
It's gonna suck.
I love doing those.
I went in
Yeah.
and
Wow.
said, all right, give me two light attacks, 2 medium attacks, and 2 heavy attacks. I was
Right.
like,
I had to do like
Yeah.
200.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had
yeah.
to do like 200,000 of them.
Yeah.
They had me do 2 of each, and then I was done.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's been,
But-
pretty consistent with most of my recording experiences.
Well, you're
All right.
lucky, buddy, because
Apparently. But it was awesome.
For Edna doing those, it was kind of interesting to, took a little to find the right level for them because,
Yeah.
for the most part, she doesn't show a whole lot of emotion. She's not very loud. She just, monotone a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So obviously it has to be a little bit bigger when she's in battle, but still not, too big because then it would be out of character. So it was interesting.
You had some cool. I mean, we all had very intense badass kind of attack names. But I remember I think you had a Sonic something that when you perform, I'm sure it wasn't on purpose, but when you performed it, it totally sounded like a guy like a Sonic Boom kind of thing.
Did it?
Yeah. Because I watched it. Not a big spoiler, but you have a boss battle.
Yeah.
Spoiler!
Oh my god.
I actually have 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have 2.
I think I know what the other one is.
Yeah.
I think it's not even technically a boss battle, but when you're teaching him something, perhaps.
Oh, no. Well, okay, if we're counting that one, then 3. No,
Okay.
there's one that comes later on that I can't say for spoilers.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
That was a fun one.
But that's good. Getting to be a boss, that's kind of cool because there's very few character bosses in the game. I think.
It didn't really affect me that much because I didn't really know that I was going to.
Right.
The one later on, I did know, but there was a lot of context to that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kira, you got any specific funny lines or stories? Anything like that?
I like doing the puns just because it's so great.
It really was our. Did you say it's just our in real life dynamic?
Because
Yeah.
I like to make terrible puns. Like even when we were about to do this interview, what was the thing? It was like, oh, does anybody have a stand or something? You're like, don't say it.
I was like, I know where you're
And I
going.
said
You're gonna
I
make a
don't
JoJo
say
reference. I can hear you
anything.
thinking it very loudly. Because any of you guys, if you know Brawl Taunts, which if you follow my stuff, you probably do. The whole dynamic between us is she makes stupid jokes and I facepalm at them, which is basically Edna and Dezel's relationship in the game. So clearly they knew.
Her little tsundere moments too. Those are always. It's really fun to play that type of character.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's you at your strongest, more or less. Michael, does thou remember any other specific things about Mikleo?
yeah. Well, I have one memory that was. I mean, it's probably a spoiler, but I don't really remember what was happening, so I can't really spoil it. But
Maybe it'll be out of
there was
context.
there was this one scene. So very, very rarely we got to match the picture.
Yeah.
And that was always the most fun because honestly, the animation looked the 2D animation looks
gorgeous.
really,
Oh,
really,
yeah.
really
Yeah.
nice.
It was
Yeah.
the Zoofa table, right?
Really nice.
Yes, it was. Yeah, and then they did the OVA that came
Yeah.
with it as
Yeah,
well.
they always do really gorgeous stuff.
Absolutely.
It was always really great to watch that and there was this one really dramatic scene and I was really into it. I was tearing up and,
Yeah?
and they let me watch it and that was so cool because I was like, please let me watch it, and it was really great. So
Yeah.
I don't even know what's happening, but you'll probably know it when you see it.
For sure, yeah. I definitely had, I cannot say anything about my equivalent, but I had a scene like that was really intense, and it's the thing I'm the most proud of for sure.
Oh, it's the scene where you're on the toilet.
Yeah, that's the one. I go
He's in
into
a shipwreck house.
DBC mode of pooping myself. Those of you who might have looked up scenes in the Japanese version, you probably know what I'm talking about, but I
think I
won't.
know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but that was really cool. Other funny stuff. Okay, going kind of back to the battle stuff. That's always fun because that's Kira, like you and I would like fantasize about getting to do stuff like that for a video game. You've got to do fighting games by this point with that, which is super fun. You've got 2 Skullgirls and
One is
Dead or
as
Alive.
playable.
Whatever.
You're slipping into Dezel again.
You guys, I really like Rose. Okay, so when I found out that Daisuke Ono was the Seiyu I was dubbing, this is super nerdy, but basically when I found out I was dubbing the Japanese voice of Silver the Hedgehog, in my last session we did all the screaming stuff and the battle foley and all that. And when I got up to a certain set of 3 words, they were like, okay. Wendy Lee, our director, was like, okay, all right, Chris, we're ready to go on this next one. Go for it. And I stopped, and I'm just like, guys, it would take me too long to explain, but I just want you to all understand that I'm very, very happy that I get to do this line. And they were just like, cool, go for it. And I was like, all right. And of course, it's no use. And if you get it, you get it. That was cool. And also, because Robbie, who since for those of you who don't know about the gameplay mechanics, we also have this thing called Armatization, where the human characters can fuse with the Seraphim characters like myself and Kira and Michael and Carrie, who plays Lila, and we become these like kind of gender ambiguous like super beings that like use all these really badass attacks and these giant weapons and shit, and it's awesome. So because Robbie had so much stuff to record as Sorey, and I had much less because Dezel's the quiet guy, I was done before him, so what I got to do is record the fused lines with the human characters ahead of time, and then Robbie had to match to my timing, so when you play the game, you'll hear, it's kind of like Dragon Ball Z, like the fusion kind of characters, like Gotenks and all that. And it's funny, too, because as I was hearing it in the gameplay, the attack names are so, like, over the top and dramatic, like, virulent shards, blades of vengeance, blah blah blah. It's like this is Gotenks just screaming angry wombat, etc. And so having the 2 voices overlaid on top of each other in that kind of way was kind of neat too.
I sort of got to hear like a little, like not with effects or anything, obviously, but while recording, because mine was the opposite situation. Caitlin had already recorded Rose's.
Okay, well, I guess we're spoiling that, but
well, I mean,
fair enough. Yeah, Rose is the other character that you can fuse with. So. But yeah.
I have another funny story. No, this is not my funny story. This is actually Michael's funny story. I sat in on one of your sessions.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
You remember that? You were on my ride that day. I think I was sleeping.
You didn't have a car yet. That's right.
Well, I wasn't living here, so.
Oh, yeah, because you were going after me.
Yeah, and I stayed over at your place that night.
Hold on, you weren't even done yet, but Caitlin recorded before you, and you had to match to her, was what you were saying? Okay, cool. Gotcha.
So what happens is, when you come across a name of a place or something, you have to record it as, you say it twice or something like that.
The pronunciation reference.
Yeah, the pronunciation reference. So Michael had a pronunciation reference played for him by, and I don't know who this was, but it was a young female who sounded very, very young. I think it was Heldal, one of Heldal's minions or something.
Oh, probably Simone. Yes.
Probably. And Michael did a perfect voice match.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Her.
Yeah, you told me about. Did you have to match her on a line that she forgot or something?
Oh no, I mean it was just a joke.
Oh, okay.
She had
But
one line.
They put it down on tape because it was.
Oh yeah, she had one line. It was
You
like
actually sounded younger
or something. I don't remember.
I think I know who that is.
My voice is. I mean, my voice goes way deeper than it did before. But but it was like one line and really girly voice, and I matched it perfectly.
Yeah.
No, you sounded a little bit younger than her, which was actually scary.
Wow. Well, I think I
don't know
I
if they
think
used
I
it, though.
I think I know who it is, but I don't know if they're going to announce it, so I
don't
won't
even know
say.
what-
It
But
was literally a pronunciation guide that you just said back. But yeah, it's on tape somewhere.
that's really funny though.
It was.
Because I think I remember when you told me that story, I thought it was for Kira's character. Yeah, like a long time ago. But no, that's pretty funny. There was another funny thing that I can't remember now. But as far as like character, like specific stuff too, Dezel knowing a lot about all the different like creatures and everything, and like spelling out a lot of the, because that was my equivalent of your stuff about just like, oh, here's all the things about the information that I know or whatever is. Anytime like a new like an animal would show up or whatever, I would be the one who knows like every single thing about it forever.
Yeah.
And so I had a lot of funny interactions with the game, because you know what the thing is about this game, because I've watched a fair amount of the cutscenes the last couple of days thanks to the Twitch streamer. it's a very straightforward kind of, sword and stone, kid goes out on a journey to save the world kind of story. What really makes these characters and this whole experience so great and so unique is the interesting kind of interactions between them, because we really the 8 playable characters, which that's common knowledge is how many there are in there, but the playable characters all have really interesting kind of really different kind of dynamics with each other, because it's more than just this is the cool guy, this is the tsundere girl, this is the airy fairy girl or whatever. Because having the Seraphim thing where certain characters can't see them, and like the way that the kind of like the kind of disparagement between the two races has happened, like in the area that the characters are living in, makes for some really, really funny scenes and just really interesting kind of character dynamics that are just very, they stand out. And like, because like this isn't spoiling because it's early on enough. Like Alicia, when she first arrives in the place that Sorey grew up with, she can't see the Seraphim. Sorey grew up with all of them, so he can. And obviously, they raised him as a kid. And over the course of the beginning of the story, she gets to understand and appreciate, these magical beings that are part of the power of the land and everything. And, she's very open to it, and other characters aren't quite so open. They've kind of forgotten about them. There's a lot of interesting stuff to it, and it makes for all these just like very standout scenes. It feels like a really cool show that you're following through like a long series, because obviously the Tales games tend to be very long. They have a lot of hours worth of gameplay. You've played some of them before, I think, right?
I played Abyss, Vesperia, Zillia, and a bit of Symphonia.
Okay, Symphonia was the only one that I ever played, and I know the characters from a lot of the other ones.
Vesperia is my shit.
That's the one with Yuri Lowell, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, right. And then, did you play one of them before as well?
Just a little bit of Symphonia.
Okay, but you were also in Zillia too, right?
Yeah, it's just like a few lines.
Okay.
Just like side.
You reminded me what my other favorite thing was. Okay, since we mentioned, the DLC has been announced, so it's not bad for me to say. One of the DLC packs was we got to dress up as other characters from other Tales of games. And I think it was all like the main characters from each of the different series. And I got to dress up as not Ash, main guy from Abyss. Help me out.
Main guy from Abyss?
Yes.
Oh shit, Luke.
Luke, thank you. Yeah.
Luke von the Fabre.
Luke von Fabre. That's right. Sorry, I was blanking today. And so part of the joke was that we got to do sort of impressions of the people that did them in the original games. And for those of you who haven't played Tales of Abyss, Yuri Lowenthal was the voice of Luke. And by that point, I had already known Yuri, and I believe I had already worked with him on Tome, on my web show by that point. So Dezel doing an impression of Luke as me doing an impression of Yuri was really, really funny. All the DLC conversations in general were actually pretty cool. We had some like neat, weird scenarios with them. There's like the beachwear one, I think. I don't remember. Did we do the one with the Blue Exorcist characters?
I don't remember like dialogue specific, but I've seen the costumes, and if I remember correctly, Edna was Izumo.
Yeah, which is same
so
character. It's like this was a match made in heaven, clearly. And they didn't know that. It just worked out.
Yeah.
They didn't know it was the same actress you dubbed. They didn't know you did Izumo. It just worked out that way. Michael, your point earlier about how the animation looked gorgeous, in the time, we were talking a little bit about this before we recorded, in the time that this game is taken to come out, it was announced that next year there's going to be a Tales of Zestiria animated series. So,
that sounded scarily girly. It was impressive, but frightening at the same
just like
time.
Simone. So we don't know anything, and I'm not just bullshitting, we don't know anything about what's going to happen with it, if it's even going to come to America. I certainly hope so. I certainly would love to do it. That would be cool. So we'll see. But that was announced, and I'm even if it was just like an adaptation of the game story, I'd be totally cool with that. I would love to see that and be part of that again. I had a great time in this project.
We're running on 40 minutes, so
okay.
Do you want to?
We can start wrapping
it up
and get some feud. All right.
Let's sum up our characters in one line.
one word, or one line rather. How would you sum up Mikleo?
I'm gonna go after Kira goes.
Okay,
because I have a little like stupid nerdy story. So when they were first describing Edna to me, they said, so she kind of she like gets under people's skin, but she likes doing it. Like she likes to get a reaction out of people. I said, "Oh, so she's a troll." And they're like, "Yeah, that works." So Emma's a troll. That's it.
Do it in,
Wait,
in
you
her,
have to.
in her
But,
voice.
but what we have to do is
a
you have
line.
to deliver a line as your character.
Oh, I thought you
that-
said in one word.
No. Deliver a line as your character, like not just a word, like a whole line. Like it can be a line from the game or just one you make up, but it sums up your character. Just deliver it.
It's not like I care about any of you or anything. You're all just a bunch of jerks who go to Dum Dum Academy.
I forgot about Dum Dum Academy. That's good.
I was hoping it would be something along the lines of something to do with the umbrella, because my line was just gonna be, "Ow!"
That's your ads.
Why, God?
That's mine.
What about you?
Oh, Fred just dead.
And for me, as Wendy Lee was joking, Chris, when you go to conventions and people are like fans of Dezel and they're going to be asking you to like do line, oh, do the voice, dude, do the Dezel line. Easy.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a Daisuke Ono character.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever. It's not like I care or anything, I guess.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
Well, on that note, everybody, we hope that you check out the game. It's available now for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and Steam, which I think that's a first-time thing for Tales.
Yeah, I think so.
I believe so. So pick it up. It's awesome. We hope you enjoy the game. We hope you enjoy it in English. If not, that's fine. It's also dual audio. So, you know.
I don't want to give him a choice.
No. But yeah, thanks for listening. We hope you liked the game. In the comments below, please tell us favorite character, favorite line. Have you played the game yet? Have you enjoyed it? Are you interested? Are you going to get it? Anything you've got about it so far, especially for any UK listeners I might have who might have already been playing it for the last few days. Yeah, let us know. And Voiceoctober, we have one more next week with a very special guest who I will keep a secret, but another veteran who's a lovely woman, and she's also been in the Tales series before, some other characters. So look forward to that. Michael, Xander, Kira, thank you guys for joining me. Oh, you know what, real quick, also, do you guys want to plug anything? Social media? Anything? Twitters? Whatever?
Plug?
Yeah.
Like plug my phone
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Charge your phone.
Wait, what do you want to ask me?
Do you want to plug your Twitter or your social media, anything like that?
Oh no, that's okay.
Okay. Can I do it anyway?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Michael JVO. You have a check mark next to your
That's
name
my
because you're
Twitter.
cool. Yeah. That's your Twitter.
That's right.
Yes. Okay. Xander,
At Xander Bubba's VO.
of course. Kira.
I say check out Disgaea 5 as for things
That
you want to plug
also.
because of, like
Yes.
3 out of the 4 of us here on the table are in that game as well. So if you missed
Oh!
Just kidding, just kidding.
Whatever. Whatever. You're on Teen Wolf. You're past that shit already.
you're cool enough to be verified on Twitter.
That's true.
Dear.
Rina-chan, at Rina-chan on Twitter. Follow me on Kerberfer. You probably already do if you're listening to this. That's it. Again, thank you guys for joining us. Hope you guys enjoy the game, and we will see you next time.